Excuse me.
Good evening, folks, and welcome to the Horror Hangout live stream. And this is our big Halloween spectacular show.
Woo-hoo.
And we've got special guest this month, Mr. Michael Myers 101 in the house.
Woo-hoo.
Yeah, good to be back.
Returning.
Welcome.
And as always, we got the legendary Horror Miser Monty G.
Woohoo!
We got Jen from Jen's Reviews from the Grave.
Hell yeah.
Pumpkin Jen. I'm pumpkin-y tonight.
Your pumpkins are looking fabulous.
Oh, thank you. I didn't know if they made it into frame, but
Like the Elvira song, two pumpkins.
Some might call them
And
gourd.
of course, Trivial Theater in the house. Trivial
Woohoo!
Theater.
Yeah.
And today we're going to be talking all about the David Gordon Green Trilogy in the Halloween franchise. Yeah, we're really going to get into it in depth now that we've had a few years to kind of, analyze it and watch it. Yeah, we're going to give you all our thoughts after we have had time to digest. So the first thing I wanted to ask is, as I was saying, now that it's been a few years and we've had time to analyze it as the trilogy as a whole, do you think it was all worth it, or should they have just left it alone? And I'm going to start with our special guest this evening, Michael Myers 101.
All right. Yeah. So, I was thinking about this, and I was thinking, and I feel like I was really excited. I'm always excited to see a new Halloween movie coming out. So, and I remember there was just like so much hype when the 2018 one was announced, when the trailer came out and everything. And I really enjoyed Halloween 2018. I thought it was awesome. And ended up being, I think it's the highest rated sequel in the entire series. So I felt like they really, did a great job, and it was worth it at that time. But then I was also someone who was kind of disappointed with, the sequels, thought they kind of went more and more downhill as the trilogy kept going on. So I don't know, for me, it's kind of a mixed bag. I feel like it was worth it in some ways to get, Halloween 2018. And, there were also things I loved about the other two films, but kind of mixed bag overall, I guess.
Good points.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Jen?
Oh boy, well, it's complicated. Much like relationship, it's fucking complicated. I was stupidly psyched when I heard that 2018 was coming out. I was like, oh my god. And 2018 did not disappoint. And I know that it had kind of gotten a backlash, after a couple of years went. But I've revisited the film many a times, and to me, it still holds up. It's still a fucking masterpiece. It's one of the highlights in the franchise. And I'm going to be a little bit of a contrarian here, but I really dug Kills. Like, Kills was just fun. I'm not saying it was perfect, guys. There was some problems, but there was a lot of things about Kills that I really fucking loved. Where my issues lie was with Ends. That's where we really fumbled the ball. And I will say that there are some things about Ends I don't absolutely hate, but there were some. When I was sitting in that theater watching Ends, I was like, oh my god, what the fuck are they doing? What the fuck are they doing? Sparky was sitting right next to me. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Sparky, I don't understand. And I came home and I was just in such a depression when I got to do the review for that one. That one just kind of tarnishes it. So I guess short answer, mixed bag, but it also is kind of cool that we got to see Laurie Strode come back, Jamie Lee Curtis, and get to do what she does. And that's something that's always going to be captured. When we lose her, we'll always have her in her iconic roles, for better or worse. So mixed bag, but more worth it than not.
It's always great to hear different people's thoughts on it because so many people have so many different opinions on it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I liked
Horror
Evil
Miser
Dice
Monty
Tonight,
G.
guys.
Oh yeah.
I liked it.
Sorry, I had to close the window. Too many bratty ass kids shouting.
Could have been me, Monty. I was shouting.
you know, I wasn't surprised when, excuse me, when Universal decided to greenlit a new Halloween because already had a Friday the 13th. You already had a new Freddy. Eventually, they were going to do the same thing with Michael. I think it was a rights thing, if I'm not mistaken. And I really had no problem with 2018. I actually thought it was a decent film. They decided just to pick off right from the original 1979 film, which I thought was a clever idea, and got rid of that stupid relationship, that brother-sister relationship between Michael and Laurie.
I liked it that they were brother and sister, damn it. I liked it.
And I thought my problem with David Gordon Green, and I think he was trying to do something a little different. Hey, Mika. Hey, ladies. We're trying to do something a little different when it came to ends and kills. Well, I should say kills and ends. And I think his writing kind of, I don't know where he was going with Michael's story, especially with ends.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I have a theory. Do you think he was meant to be killed in Kills? Because I kind of do, and I think the studio was like, no, we have to, we can't. Because it feels like they wanted to just, and I think it would have worked better. If we would have stopped at Kills, I think it would have worked better. Is it a dumb theory, guys? Because I think he should have died in Kills.
I guess it kind of wouldn't make sense.
I don't know. I like the way it ended, actually. That's just classic Michael Myers when he gets back
I
up
think story-wise, it probably would have made sense if he actually died at Kills.
Mm-hmm.
And then everyone's back to normal, and then all of a sudden we see another person kills again. But I don't know if it had anything to do with Universal saying, well, we can't kill Michael yet. We gotta have, for some reason we have to have the so-called final showdown between Michael and Laurie. I said, well, that's not going to make any sense. Look how old they are. Look how, as much as I think that's one of the problems people had with ends, which I didn't have a problem with because that so-called final battle was short. Because you got, like I said before, and I said this in my review, they're old people. Michael got his ass kicked in Kills.
Yeah.
Do you think he needed Viagra?
Yes. Yes, I do. And I think he was like living with the fucking turtles down there. I made that joke and I stand by it. He was living with the fucking ninja fucking turtles in that goddamn sewer.
As much as people like to say he could take as much punishment as Jason and Freddy has, but Michael is actually still a human being. He's not supernatural like Freddy, or I guess you could say zombie Jason after part 6. And he got his ass kicked in Kills. Excuse me.
Yeah.
I'll be right back. Sorry.
How about you, Trivial Theater?
So my thought is kind of with this and just the way that all of these franchises, both horror and non, have kind of keep coming around. You knew full well that, especially after the Rob Zombie movies, they were gonna come back. It's like Star Wars or any of them really. I enjoyed 2018. I thought it was really good. I definitely don't have the deep-seated affection for the franchise that a lot of folks do, but I really enjoyed what they did. But like Star Wars or a lot of other ones, they kind of went, okay, well, the first one, we can do our thing, but then 2, they kind of repeated what happened in the original Halloween 2, and then I don't know. My theory is that Ends is kind of like H3. They wanted to do something different, but they didn't necessarily do it
Land.
as well as it could have been.
Mm.
But that's kind of my thought. I thought that there was a lot of good ideas, and with a series that's been going as long as this is, to be able to do things that are outside the box are certainly, they take a little bit more effort. They were beautifully shot. I think there was a lot of good stuff in there. Clearly they were popular because like Michael Myers 101 said, like they're some of the highest grossing in the franchise, and they had low production budgets to be able to do their thing. So I don't know. Like I like them in theory. Do I need to watch them? Yeah, often, not really. So
Yeah, so like I was saying, I don't know if there was something to do with the rights, and that's the reason why Michael didn't die in Kills, even though it probably would make more sense story-wise to kill him off. But like I said, for some reason they had to have that so-called final battle between him and Laurie. But it didn't kind of make any sense to me. But I get it. Universal wanted to thought they need to have this final battle crap, and but like I said before, a lot of people have to understand that when it came to Halloween ends, this is not Michael Myers from Halloween 2 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or even Rob Zombie's Halloween. This is Michael Myers from 79. So he's not this supernatural monster.
Mhm.
He's just an average man who just kills. So he got his ass kicked in Halloween Kills. So that's why the fight was not going to last so long between seeing how old both he and Laurie Strode were.
I do actually have a real quick question. When it comes to, go ahead, Sean.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
For the way that they portray Michael Myers, like he does keep coming back, like hit after hit after hit, despite the age. They really only let him get beaten there at the end of Ends. Isn't he? I always assumed that he was supposed to be kind of like epitome of evil or something along those lines that really kind of played into that.
Yeah, that was kind of the weird thing for me about that trilogy. It was like kind of more unclear if he was supposed to be like supernatural or not. It seemed like they were kind of describing him that way like earlier, and then towards the end they're like, oh, he's just a man, like Corey tells him that when he beats him up, and then Laurie tells him that when she's slitting his throat and slitting his wrists and everything. So I thought that was kind of interesting. They're kind of like contradicting it in those ones.
I would agree. I think they were trying to have it both ways.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I agree. Because the way they talked about him in the second movie, Halloween Kills, you got all the exposition from Laurie almost taking over like Dr. Loomis's spot, saying, oh, every time Michael kills, he transcends.
Yeah, exactly.
And then he says stuff like, oh, a regular man wouldn't have survived the fire, stuff like that.
Yeah.
They give it this little bit of, nod to him maybe being supernatural.
I mean, Laurie had that whole like Blade Runner level like speech at the end of Kills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I have a question though, and this isn't so much about the movies, but you guys remember the discourse between horror fans, and like if you liked it, you were a fake horror fan, and if you didn't, people got in fights. We saw some of this. I mean, people were digging their claws, and if you had an opinion that didn't align with someone else's, it was vicious.
Mm-hmm.
Was it worth it? And I mean, we all are passionate about movies here, but Jesus Christ, some people were losing their minds. And it's fun, like how we're doing it, but some people were being dicks. Let's be honest.
I'm telling you, the fans, man, they get intense.
Yeah.
They're like they're almost like Star Wars level. They get really intense, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I kind of feel like that's sort of the discourse, at least. I feel like it's kind of calmed itself a bit now. But at that point, across both of those movies, that was kind of the way people were engaging with arguments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For better or for worse.
I saw a lot of. I saw a few people who walked away from YouTube because they're like, I just over. And you think about it, over a fucking movie like Halloween. Literally, some people walked away from their channels. They're like, fuck this shit.
Yeah, I think I can't remember his name. It was a guy who's like getting threats and stuff.
Your
People about that.
boyfriend.
I'm sorry, what did we say, Michael?
I remember Marty wasn't too happy about it. Remember?
No, he
No,
was.
he wasn't.
Pissed at some of the fans.
Mm-hmm. What were you going to say, Michael Myers 101? You were saying I couldn't quite quit it.
I was just saying, I remembered someone. I can't remember which channel it was, but yeah, he was saying he was getting all these like threats from all these people because of his like opinions about it. It was like really surprising to me. It was like people are pretty intense.
Mm-hmm. It was, and is it worth it? I mean, it's cool to be passionate. We all are too. We're having a stream discussing all these movies, but I mean, like, where does the line go? I mean, where it's fan and to fanatic. I found that very interesting, and there were some people that were really jerks about it. And you don't know horror if you liked it, or you're a fake, or you're just going along with the crowd, or you're just parroting what some of the bigger boys were saying. I remember, oh, you guys are just saying it because this channel, who has a lot of subscribers, says it.
I'm like, darn, where'd this come from?
Yeah.
So it's gonna be your toxic. Fans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's just a shame because like it kind of ruined it spoiled some of the fun, and I know for some people it really spoiled the franchise for them, and it's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
It is sad. Nothing. It's not rock. It's not life or death. It's a movie, and it can be a big part of your life, but it shouldn't be. You shouldn't throw punches over that.
No. And just because it didn't land with you, don't take it away from someone who it did land with, because you're
It's almost like the Yankees Red Sox rivalry or something. Like if you're on the other side, I got literally threatened like that a guy he wanted to kick my ass because I was a Yankees fan. I'm like, really? Are you serious? Just a game, dude. Relax.
Wow.
Hey,
that's just as bad as the Eagles fans here who is literally getting the fights because a person's a Cowboys fan. I'm like, dude, this is football. You're upset because of that? Come on, get a life. There are more important things about a goddamn football team.
Mm-hmm.
Is there though, Monty? Is there?
I say this, as much as I'm supposed to hate the Ravens because I'm a Steelers fan. I don't hate. Hate is a very strong and nasty word. And of all the, when it comes to football teams, I always respect our rivals because they bring out the best in us, and we've had some great battles between the Steelers and the Ravens. But hate, no. I'm not gonna hate you just because you're a football. Because I'm not gonna hate you because I'm an Eagles fan. You're a Cowboys fan. No, enough of the hate.
And we can all agree, like Dan says here, that Halloween 3 is the best of the franchise, right? Right. I know that's a universal opinion. No one.
Not everyone, Tramp. Not everyone. Too bad the Irishman isn't here tonight.
Oh yeah.
Well, he is right. Like the whole Irish base for that is wild as hell. So I can see that. He's
doesn't have Michael Myers in it, guys. And yeah, I know
it
but
does though. Like
you know what I mean.
Yeah, he shows up on a TV screen.
Yeah, he's on the TV.
Yeah, exactly.
I know, but you know what I mean. I remember my parents, not to get off topic, but my parents brought me Halloween 3, and I didn't know. I was a little kid and stuff, and I literally thought that they put the wrong movie in the VHS
I
case.
can imagine.
What the hell is this bitty shit? Little shit was so pissed.
Why am I saying robots? Where's Michael?
That's exactly what I was asking. This is freaking bullshit. They put the wrong fucking tape in.
I didn't ask to see the Terminator.
This isn't Michael.
Oh, there you go. Jamie Lee Curtis cameos in there as well.
Yeah, it's like her voice.
That's true. Yeah. All right, guys. Next up, I wanted to ask, and this is a bone of contention with some of those talking about the Halloween fans. Because a lot of people want to see the franchise move on from Laurie Strode and Jamie Lee Curtis, right? Some of us don't. Some of us love her, like like I know Jen loves her, and I do too.
Hi.
But yeah, a lot of people want to see it move on from her story. So, are you happy that Jamie Lee Curtis returned to the series, and were you happy with how her character progressed and with Jamie Lee Curtis' performance? Michael Myers, 101.
Yeah, so I mean, I was definitely excited to see her come back. Like, I think one of the, I guess one of the strong things about the Halloween series is the characters. Like, they've been able to bring a lot of the people back over and over again. I know seeing, I think it was like a Watch Mojo thing of like the competition between like Halloween and Friday the 13th, and Halloween kind of won this round where they're talking about the characters because Friday the 13th they were saying they just didn't really have like as strong of characters that keep coming back all the time, and like I think a lot of horror series don't really have that. So I think that's like something great that Halloween has that they can utilize there. So I was definitely excited to see her come back, and I thought her performance was really good. I mean, I thought she did a great job, like her acting and everything like that. I think like the one issue I had was like the way that I guess her character progression between the second movie and the third movie, how her like attitude just like completely changes from where she leaves off in the second movie, especially if you watch like the extended version when she like has the call with Michael and then she's like going there to go kill him, like walking away with the knife in her hand as the movie's ending. And then you pick up the third movie and she's just like completely different, totally, chilled out, relaxed, and like not worried about Michael at all. So I guess that was like the one big issue I had with her character.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Excellent point. How about you, Jen?
I loved that I was stupidly excited that we were bringing Jamie Lee Curtis back, and I thought she did phenomenal. And for me, one of the reasons why I love 2018 as much as I do, and it's a scene hardly anybody talks about, but what I loved about it is how broken she was, how strong she was, but how broken she was. And the scene where she's having dinner with her family and trying to connect, that had me in tears because like someone who has problems, anyone who struggles with mental things, you sometimes do feel like an outsider, even with the people you're supposed to be the closest with. And I thought that performance she gave in that scene was fucking Oscar worthy. And it showed her badassness, but it also showed her vulnerability. And I thought it was wonderful. I liked her in Kills, even though she wasn't in it that much. She kind of took a rest. But just like Michael Myers 101 was saying, it was a fucking, I just did a double take in part. And when we got to ends, because she's like, it's completely different. She was like, I'm going to get you, motherfucker. And then we open up the movie and she's like, me. And I'm like, what the fuck are we doing, people? It's like, yeah, Prozac and stuff. But, she was out there to get him. And then she's like, oh, it's no big deal. Forget about him. Rainbows and sunshine and fuck your boyfriend. So that one was, but she still did a good, she was good. I don't want to be a hater to ends because there are some aspects about it, but it was jarring to say the least. I think Michael, not to just piggyback off of what you said, but you said it. That's exactly how I feel. It was whiplash. It was tone lash. It was like, what the fuck? I'm going to kill you. And then no, don't worry about it. Yeah, it was a tone lash, but she's still good. Like there were still some powerful scenes in ends there with her too, but it definitely what the fuck, guys? What the fuck? So yeah. But I still love her. And like if they do something else and they say she's coming back, I'll be like, okay. Cool, yay. So yeah.
She could, she could.
There's rumors. I've heard, I don't know how reliable these rumors are, but I've heard rumblings. And I suppose if the paycheck was big, would you guys want her if like they ever did something? Would you guys want her back?
No.
No, I love how quickly you said that. No. That was boom. No.
It's kind of like anything else. Everything has its
I don't
time
know.
and place.
Now that she's an Oscar winner and all that,
Oh, yeah.
she want to come back
Big
to
time.
a horror series.
I think
again,
she would.
Probably wants to get away from that again.
Yeah, she's very much been kind of an ebb and flow person, hasn't she? Like she was big into it, and then she stepped away, and then she came back and went away, and then
Yeah.
I think it's a love-hate thing. Well, you got to remember she was also in Mother's Boys from the 90s.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's kind of incestual thing. You guys should check it out.
I know about Mother's Boys. Yes.
Leave it to Jen.
Mm-hmm.
hey, nothing wrong with that.
Oh, what's that? What the
How
hell is
about
that?
you,
Chris?
Monty G?
Oh,
Thoughts
it's
about
my-
Jamie Lee
yeah, that's the
Curtis
wrong
coming
thing.
back to the franchise?
It's like Jen said. I like the Laurie Strode character, especially in that scene where she's trying her best to connect with her family. Obviously, her daughter wants nothing to do with her. She's an alcoholic. she has no type of real relationship with her family. She's trying to at least try to connect with her granddaughter, but she's a broken woman.
Mhm.
And I like the fact that all this time she's still a broke woman. It's like for some reason she still hasn't had the help she needed to deal with the trauma that she was inflicted on her dealing with Michael. And it's affected her family, it's affected how she grew up as, affected her ability as a mother, as a grandmother, and, trying to at least get past that part. And I thought Jamie Lee Curtis did a fine job at that.
Mhm.
I had no problem with kills, but ends was weird. But I guess that was because it takes several. I forget the time jump that they had after kills between
It was-
kills and
It was 4 years.
right?
it was
Yeah.
4 years. So I guess when you have to look at it, you have to understand, how she was handling the grief. So it kind of didn't surprise me that she was being that gleeful, but it was also a mask because once she saw what her granddaughter and Corey were doing, and knowing what type of a person Corey was, and then when she confronts him, that's when the real Laurie Strode came out.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
I really have no
That's true.
problem with her performance, like I said, because like I said, I could understand why people, but you have to understand the time jump, which was 4 years after the events of Kill. So it's obviously that her personality is going to change because she's trying to accept the fact that her daughter was killed by Michael, and she's trying to get past that, and that's how she dealt. And that's how she dealt with it. No, if they do want to bring Halloween back, no more Laurie Strode. But if you're going to, here's the problem that I have, because I actually had no problem with Scott Taylor Compton's performance as Laurie and Rob Zombie's Halloween. I have no problem with that.
Mhm.
That was his version. But if you are going to bring him back, then you should cast another actress as Laurie Strode if you want to bring the Laurie Strode character back, or you can just go into a wholly new direction and create whole new characters.
Mhm.
You don't have to have a Laurie Strode in there. I mean, it's like, enough. It's just like you had enough with the three Amigos with Sydney, Gail, and Dewey, but the Scream trilogy.
Mhm.
It's like you have to create new characters. You can't be stuck in these old IPs, because one of the things that I've noticed when it comes to some of the videos I've been watching, and the people always complain about, we don't have any original movies. Hollywood doesn't have any original ideas. That's one of the things I do agree with them, is that we do need more original ideas. We got that with Sinners. We got that with The Long Walk. But unfortunately, it's like Hollywood is still stuck on these IPs. That's the trend that's going on right now. And unfortunately, until someone creates something good, we're going to be stuck with these characters for a long time. So I got a feeling that we probably will not see Jamie Lee Curtis in another Halloween film unless they pay her a lot of money and she decides to play a different character, not even Laurie Strode.
What about Daniel Harris and Josh Hartnett? I mean, we've never seen those characters. I mean, it'd be cool if we could do something with those characters. And yes, I did say Josh Hartnett. Yes, I fucking did. Well, I know everyone loves to forget him, but he was her boy. Damn it, he was her boy.
No. I mean,
No
put it this way.
chance.
Put it this way. if anybody that deserves a chance to come back in this franchise is Daniel Harris.
Yes, I agree. That's
Yeah,
one thing Rob
absolutely.
Zombie did really right, and he fought for
I
her.
would love to see
Yeah.
that. What up, Rob?
Yeah, that's Rob. No, yeah, because if anyone got done dirty was Daniel Harris's Jamie character from 4 and 5. That was
Mhm.
terrible.
Yeah.
In 6, yeah, when they didn't bring her back.
Hmm.
Yeah.
What about Paul Rudd? I know he wasn't one of her kids, but can we bring back Paul Rudd?
No.
Fuck you all! I want Paul Rudd back.
He was creep.
What did Dan say?
No more Jamie Lee Curtis. Bring back Busta Rhymes. God damn it.
Yeah.
No.
Trick or treat,
no.
motherfuckers.
Trivial Theater, your thoughts on Jamie Lee coming back to the series?
I mean, she's above reproach, right? Whatever she's in, there's very few things that she's been in that haven't been absolute bangers. I agree with Monty. I think that there comes a point where you have to move on for new things, and it's Hollywood or directors generally like defying studios and saying, okay, we need to do something different, and I don't know if you take it in the direction of something like, you had Dream Warriors, then you had the Dream Child, you kind of move it to different people within that sphere, or if you just start fresh. The way that they played her here, if you take away everything that happened after the original, I saw this in a video and I kind of agree with it. They're talking about how, you have the original and then you wipe out everything else and then, you move forward 40 years. You have Laurie's trauma of that event that happened 40 years previously. But how many other things had happened in Haddonfield? It was a relatively large city, it seems like. And there's all this stuff around this, this legend of this one murder that happened, this one serial killer. And it's kind of, for her specifically, it's kind of a weird kind of juxtaposition. I think it's fine. They make it work as they go along, but I guess, yeah, I mean, that's kind of a way. I apologize. I kind of got a tangenty there, but like her in there works. She works it well. She's fantastic in whatever she does. The scenes are better with her in them. So I guess that's kind of where I sit.
Only Dad can come up with something silly as that.
Me personally, I was shocked that she was coming back. I thought we were going to move on because remember when they were going to come out with Halloween Returns instead of, which had a whole different kind of script, which I was interested in, but they canned that and they decided to ignore all these sequels but I was on board, it's Jamie Lee Curtis. She is legendary, and that character of Laurie Strode is legendary for a reason, her performance, and I did think, like Jen said, I thought she was excellent in 2018. Yeah. But like Michael Myers 101 said, in the subsequent films, it didn't quite add up for me. It's like she kept changing, like in the second film she was like becoming like Dr. Loomis, was saying all this exposition stuff about Michael and like and then the way she is in Halloween Ends is just like, what? You do realize he's still out there, right? Like you just gonna forget about him. Look how hardcore you were about stopping him for 40 years. And now all of a sudden, I'm just going to move on with my life now. It's time to just forget. That'd be fine if he was dead. Like, he's still out there.
I swear I kept telling Sparky, what the fuck is going on? I felt like I was like someone was punking me. What the fuck is going on? I don't understand.
Well, wasn't there a thing like David Gordon Green said something about wanting to make the third one some kind of love story? Sort of.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I remember, and I guess I mean, it wasn't a love story for the fans. I know there are a few people out there that really do appreciate it, and I do think it will be like much like 3, a cult classic, giving it enough time. But there's a lot of people who want to burn that movie at the stake, and I wouldn't exactly like be trying to stop it. Yeah.
Do you think someone will show up with an iron and yell Halloween kills or Halloween ends dies tonight?
I would. and I loved Anthony Michael Hall in Kills. Like, I know I'm in the minority in this, but I fucking loved Anthony Michael Hall in Kills. I stand on that. He was great. He was wonderful, Sean. He was wonderful. Let it burn.
No, he was all right.
Good one, Timbo.
Evil pies tonight.
Evil pies tonight.
I mean,
That's
evil
awesome.
pies are the best kind of pies.
You know what I was thinking would have been awesome if, you know how they had that Dr. Loomis come back in Halloween Kills, you know, they showed the flashbacks at the beginning of 78. Imagine if he said that evil dies tonight. That would be meant for him. He was born to say that evil dies tonight.
Yeah, that'd be perfect.
Missed opportunity.
There were many of those.
Yeah, many of those.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So,
but Anthony Michael Hall was not one of them, Sean. I stand on this hill, Sean. I stand on this hill. I know you and I differ on this. I stand on this hill. I will fight.
Okay, so what do you guys think about David Gordon Green's direction throughout the series? What do you think of his style of direction and how he handled it throughout the 3 films? Monty G.
What did he direct before he got with the Halloween series? I can't remember his films.
He did that one with James Franco and Seth Rogen. What was that one when they're stoners?
Oh, Pineapple Express.
Yeah.
I never saw that one.
And then he did that one with Natalie Portman when it takes place in like the medieval times. Your Highness.
Oh yeah, I think I heard
Another
that.
stoner comedy.
Yeah, there's a lot of comedy.
Another bad.
Yeah, it was a comedic film. which it shows in these movies. And I heard some people say that, like, do you guys think the comedy went a little too much? I know some people. I thought a lot of it was funny, but I know some people said, "Cut it out, dude." I know a lot of people kind of were like, it was too much.
In this one?
In all 3 films, like
Really?
that's like, yeah, I've heard some people say that he went a little too overboard with some of the comedic aspects. I know some people, especially the cops. I know a lot of people hated the cops.
Yeah, because I never saw any of those films because I remember he had directed those 3 films before he decided to get into horror. Like I said, I really had no problem with his directive style as far as all 3 films are concerned, but especially with Kills, because when it comes to Kills, I think that was one of the most violent and most brutal movies I've seen Michael in all of the Halloween franchise. And I think he does a great job on how he frames Michael, how he shows how Michael can be intimidating, especially when he comes out the burning house and kills. And he just says, "I'm ready to take you on," and he just really just brutalizes all the fire people.
Yeah,
and I thought he's a great stylish director, and I guess because since he also wrote them, I think it would have been better if he had somebody else write the stories. But I have no problem with his direction.
How about you, Jen?
It's a mixed bag. Because I have so many problems with ends, but you can't deny the guy has skill. I mean, now I can't say the same when he went, after that other franchise. Did you see the fucking Exorcist he did? Nice guys. But give the devil his due. There are some great sequences, and like Monty was saying, I mean, Kills is the most brutal in the franchise, and brutal as fuck. And I say this, and I'm very much pro brutal as fuck. I was like, I'm here for this. I thought some of the kills were great, and but also some of the heart, especially with 2018, and even in Ends, there is some heart. It's just a little bit whopper jawed. So I think you got to give the devil his due. He when he's good, he's good. When he misses hard. He doesn't do anything half measures. Sorry.
Because as good as he was, and he directed all 3 films, he missed the ball with Believer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yikes. But he was good in this. He fumbled some, but there was some really good. He also did some touchdowns, as you football people would say, some touchdowns. Score. He scored. So yeah. But I think he's good. But then have you seen Exorcist Believer, guys?
That's the definition of it. That's classic definition of an oof.
Yeah.
and not the fact that it was still kind of stylish, because I like some of the scenes he did in Believer, especially the Exorcist scene. I thought that was pretty good. Too much CGI, unfortunately. And no, I like the fact, how that end comes. I won't reveal it because just in case you haven't seen it, so I won't reveal what happens at the end. But I thought the whole Exorcist scene, he did a great job in directing it. Just writing was terrible.
Yeah. Yikes.
How about you, Michael Myers 101?
Yeah, for me, it's also like Jen was saying, I think it's kind of mixed. It's I mean, I thought he did. There were some things I really liked, like some of the way he filmed certain scenes. Like I know that big long like tracking scene in the Halloween 2018 when he's going between all the houses and like killing people. That was like really cool. It was like all one shot and everything. And I thought he like brought back like suspense. The way like when like Laurie's like searching her house in Halloween 2018. I thought that was like I hadn't really seen like suspense like that for a while in the series, so I thought that was really cool. I think like the main problem for me was just like the overall like vision and like what messages he was trying to convey like across all the movies. I felt like that was just wasn't clear enough for me. So I think that was my main problem.
Good
point. How about you, Trivial Theater? What is your thoughts about David Gordon Green's direction throughout the trilogy?
By and large, I agree kind of with what Jen and Michael Myers 101 said. The way everything was shot was beautiful. Like it was the most stylistic of the movies that we've of the Halloween movies, I would say. I'm kind of here and there on the actual story. I think there's a lot of really good ideas that just weren't quite fleshed out properly, but I don't know how you would change it to make it work better in the way that it's kind of laid out. They had really good use of like the neon lighting, and they did some really cool stuff visually. So nothing there was bad. I will say that they incorporated a wood chipper as a way to get rid of Michael Myers, and there is not enough wood chipper in the horror genre. So from that perspective, 10 out of 10, no notes, best movie ever made.
If you like Christine for Ends, you'll like if you like Christine.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Good.
I'll say for me, that might be one of the best things about the trilogy for me is the way it's directed. I do enjoy his direction style throughout the trilogy, especially like the things Michael Myers 101 was touching on about that, that long tracking shot, the one take, where he goes into the Elrod's house, smashes it with a hammer, and then creeps around the corner. That was awesome. And just the overall look, I think the movies just look fantastic, you know.
Mm.
And
Yeah, they did.
it brought some great atmosphere too, like that one scene where the kid's in the yard, Mr. Elrod's yard, you know, and they're playing with the lighting, and he's hiding behind the bushes over there, and then the next thing you know, he's over there. You know, that was really cool. And I like how each film looks a little bit different too. Like Halloween Kills had a certain look to it too, with the fire and all that, which is an awesome scene, awesome visuals. And there's one great scene, you know, when you see Michael in the park in Halloween Ends, when you see like his legs, and you see the knife, and then you see the park where the kids were wearing the Halloween 3 masks and whatever. That was really cool. And I love what he did in the very end, like you guys were saying on Halloween Ends. I actually loved the ending. I thought it was great. The movie itself, that's another thing.
Yeah, it was the only ending that he
thought that was the right.
Yeah, it was the only ending that he could do without pissing the fans off more.
Yeah.
Right.
God knows he'd done enough of that. He'd already kind of extended his.
Absolutely, Silver Shamrock represent.
Oh, now you got that damn song in my head.
Oh God!
14 more days till Halloween. Halloween.
Oh, no.
How many more days are there? How many more days are there?
Silver Shamrock.
Oh,
Actually, there's more than 14. What is it? 24? 24 more days till Halloween. 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 24 more days till Halloween. Silver Shamrock.
Stop it!
Nope. Never. Never.
Stop it! Stop it!
I'm gonna get you to say "God damn it, Nikki."
We got to touch on like part 3 sometime. This group has got to touch on part 3 sometime.
Yeah, we could do a whole show about that.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Overall, do you think they did justice to the Michael Myers character? Jen.
Oh God, me first up. Sort of. They did, and then they didn't. Okay, like the first 2 movies, yes. But like again, and I know I keep telling you guys this story, but if you guys were there, I literally kept turning and whispering to Sparky in the theater, "What the fuck are we doing when we hit ends?" I was just so fucking flabbergasted. I'm like, this isn't Laurie Strode. What the fuck? Is he a fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle now?
Yes.
But the ending was pretty cool of ends, like you said, Sean. You know that way, and it worked for what the fans were. It's a mixed bag. I don't think it tarnished the thing of Michael Myers, because I don't think anything can tarnish. I mean, we love Michael Myers. We're wild about Michael Myers. So, like, I don't think any movie can tarnish the reputation. It just sort of like more befuddlement, at least for ends. And I don't want to. There are good things about ends. I don't totally hate it. It's baffling to me. But overall, like the other 2 movies, it did, because like Kills does make Michael Myers a badass again. I mean, this is what we want. This hulking beast that just whoa, just kill, yay! You know, hey, look at your boyfriend. You see your boyfriend? You see how he's alive with his head right here? Boom! Yes! Yes, that's the badass.
Yeah.
Yeah, see how he's alive? See how he's alive right here? You watching? That was fucking awesome. So it did, but it tarnished it a little bit. But again, nothing can really tarnish it. But it's like befuddling. Ends is a befuddling mess. It's just it's a befuddling mess. But I don't think anything can tarnish Michael.
Michael Myers 101. Overall, do you think they did justice to the Michael Myers character throughout the trilogy?
Yeah, I think similarly, like to Jen, I think mostly. I mean, I definitely liked how he seemed to be just like super intimidating and brutal in those like first two movies.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think that was like something that they really needed to do. But then I don't know, I didn't like how, I guess, like how I mentioned before, how they like describe him like, oh, you're just like a man. Like in the third one, they're trying to act like he's, just a regular person, and he's getting like beat up by Corey, who's also getting beat up by like the band people. So it's just, just I don't know, it just kind of didn't work as well for me. um, I also didn't like in
By these
I remember in
14-year-olds.
yeah, and then you had like in
I
Halloween
blocked
Kills.
it out. I don't mean to interrupt you, but I blocked it out because, yikes.
Yeah. So yeah, that just felt kind of inconsistent. I also didn't like in Kills. I think like Hawkins is talking about how like, oh, he just has the mind of like a 6-year-old. They're kind of like making him like sound like an idiot. And I feel like they should be, they shouldn't be kind of diminishing him like that when this is like the big villain. You should be trying to make him sound intimidating, not making him sound like an idiot. So I don't know. I didn't really like that either. So yeah, I just didn't like I guess some of the ways that some of the characters referred to him kind of made him seem less scary, I guess. But his actual like kills, especially in the first two movies, were really good.
Good points.
Well said.
Yeah.
Well said.
Absolutely.
Horror Miser Monty G. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I like what David was trying to do. He was trying to bring back the mystique of Michael Myers that got tarnished in the Thorn trilogy crap because you're
No, Monty, no, the Thorn trilogy. I'm Thorn forever. I'm gonna go back.
Yeah.
I knew that was coming.
Thorn forever. Damn it.
Which
What's my
unfortunately,
Thorn? The power of Thorn compels you. The power of Thorn compels you, guys.
Doesn't
What is
compel
wrong with
Monty.
you people? Sorry, I didn't mean to kill you, Monty. You love Triv. You love Thorn. You're
Real theater.
Uh,
Real theater.
Which question do you want me to answer?
We're in the Thorn.
All right.
Do you think
All
they
right,
did
all right.
justice to the
I'll
Michael
answer the
Myers
normal-
character?
I'll answer the normal question first, and then I'll answer the Thorn question. I think it's one of those things where you look at the trilogy, and I hate to keep pulling Star Wars as a reference, but watching this trilogy to me kind of feels like watching the sequel trilogy. And I don't mean that in terms of quality or anything else, just the fact that there didn't seem to be an overarching plan beyond, like, it's like, oh, we did well with the first one. Okay, let's do the second. Okay, let's do the third. Like, there seemed to be stuff that was missing. And then as they were going along, they were trying to make connections. And maybe that's just my perceptions. But the idea that they can go from, and everybody else has kind of said it too, but oh, Michael Myers is like supernatural and he can kick all of your asses and you're done. He can just look at you and you'll drop over dead of a heart attack. But then on the other side, he's taken out by a guy that was taken out by band kids. And then his head could be crushed by a grapefruit, but yet he's still around. Obviously wood chipper rules all, so obviously he's done and not coming back. But like those combinations, he cannot be a 65-year-old fragile man and yet be an invincible demigod, and I don't think they could settle on what they wanted him to be. And that's a hard balance, because how do you find balance with, like, Superman? Same thing, it's that balance of, you need something that can beat him, but you also need to make him powerful enough to be able to take down the people around him. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. I don't think it's a bad one. It's as consistent as the rest of the movies, because honestly, none of them across the board, regardless of what slasher you're talking about, there are inconsistencies. Mm-hmm. And in terms of the Thorn trilogy, it's okay.
No, as I was stating, excuse me. Like I
I love you, Jen.
I love you.
I still love you,
hard
Jen.
right now, but I love you too.
It's not bad. It is the fourth through
It
Go ahead.
really made no sense at all.
No, it didn't. It
It's
did.
like, wait a
Okay,
minute.
I will put this to you, Monty. It makes as much sense as any other fourth through sixth movie in any horror franchise we've run across, and that is not an insult. That is just the way that it goes. You get so many different wins depending on the studio, what's going on in the world. All of them. I mean, at least they tried to have like a set trilogy. You know, they're not, over here in one and then, way over there in the other. They're trying. So,
I mean, it's like this. When you take a look at the holy trinity of horror, when it comes to Michael, Jason, and Freddy, Freddy has his backstory. Jason has his backstory. But with Michael was just an evil person, and that was it. His parents were normal people. If you exclude the Rob Zombie, with his typical hillbilly redneck families, he came from an honest family, and you really don't know why Michael, at the age of 6 or 7, why he stabbed his sister. We don't know why, and that was the mystique of Michael. That's what John Carpenter's original version of Michael Myers was.
Yeah.
When you hear Donald Pleasant give that speech about the fact is that the only thing he sees was the blackness of his eye, there's nothing there. And then I understand why the writers wanted to give Michael a reason why. But if you're going to do that, try to at least make some sense about it, not this pagan, stupid thorn cult.
But at the time,
were cool, Monty. I thought it was cool.
And honestly, at the time, that was like anything else. Movies are influenced by the world around them. Art creates.
And unfortunately, go ahead, Trip.
No, that's all I had was one influences the other, and that was certainly the case here.
Yeah, and I understand Hollywood works in trends. The movie studio works in trends. The trend right now is IPs. IPs.
What
you have to have
release.
and that's what they decided to do. And unfortunately, it took away of Michael's mystique of the reason why he killed. And I admire David Gordon Green for trying to bring back what made Michael Michael. Was that it wasn't some stupid cult, it wasn't anything else other than the fact that he was just a stone cold killer, and that was it. It might have not worked the way he wanted to do, or whatever idea he was coming up between kills and ends, but at least in the 2018, that's what we got, was the old Michael that we saw in 1979.
You made some good points. You're wrong about the Thorn cult, but you made some good points besides that. You made some really good points.
I know how much you love the Thorn trilogy. I mean, some people like it.
I think we need to do a stream on the Thorn trilogy.
Yeah.
Hey, let's do it.
For
it. You guys make some great points. Excellent job. I agree wholeheartedly with what Trib was saying. It does absolutely feel to me like the recent Star Wars trilogy, like they didn't have a clear plan. I even read an interview where before they came out with 2018 that we're just going to release 2018 and see how it goes, and we're going to go from there. They said that exact thing.
Yeah, I actually just read
That's
something
how
like that
it
too.
seems to me. It doesn't.
I mean, that wouldn't surprise me at all.
One at a time. Let's just do this one, then do that one.
We'll wing
There's
it.
no clear plan throughout the trilogy. That's what it feels like to me.
They're freeballing.
Yeah, because I think they were saying we don't know if everyone's going to love it or hate it, and if everyone hates it, we don't want to have another one scheduled already, so we're just going to see if they like it or not.
Should have did that with The Stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually ran across
And
someone that
me
likes Strangers
personally,
too.
I haven't seen it yet.
No comment.
well,
That tells me a
you mean
lot.
the,
Right there.
the actual sequel or the
You mean the trilogy sequel of The Strangers?
anyway, or the Prey at Night? Is that the one you mean?
No, I'm talking
No,
about
this.
the trilogy sequels, chapter 1 and chapter 2.
Yeah.
Like chapter 1 and yeah. Yeah, so getting back to them doing justice to Michael Myers, I think in a lot of ways they did. Like Jen was saying, and Michael Myers 101, the first two movies very much so, you think.
Mm-hmm.
But they just went off the rails with that, and the ends to me, they made him look bad and embarrassing at times. Like Jen was saying, they build him up in the second movie to be like this super badass slasher killer that can't be stopped, and and then now he's this broken down old man. And the one scene that just absolutely kills me, I have to point it out, is when they're in the cave with Corey, and they get that guy and kind of kidnap him and bring him to kill him, and then Michael has at him, and then he starts. It looks like he gets energy from killing him, and he starts juicing up and hulking up. Like, that is embarrassing as hell. That is cringe as fuck. I'm sorry.
Is it more or less
I think
cringe than
that's
the
worst
repeated
scene
Evil Dead
in the
tonight?
Halloween franchise.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
what's
that's
worse.
worse.
I put it this way: as ridiculous as that scene was, it doesn't top Evil Dies Tonight.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to be the contrarian again. I'll tell you why I don't mind Evil Dies Tonight. It is a little over the top. I'm not saying it's perfect, guys, but you guys have got to know that one of my favorite movies in the franchise is Part 4, and one of the things I love about Part 4 is the mob aspect. And I will say Part 4 did it better, and it's harkening back to Frankenstein, going up to the castle and we're going to burn the monster, and that kind of does the same thing, and that kind of harkens back to 4, where the angry mob. So I don't mind it as much as everyone else does, and I think it's kind of fun. Am I totally alone here? Am I exposing myself on the street corner all by myself?
No,
I agree with that.
I get the point. They just overdid it.
Yeah, but it was kind of fun. I was like, if you're gonna have a mob, let's make it fun, guys. Evil Dies Tonight. It's kind of, you can skip to it.
I mean, someone came over with an iron, so you got to have fun with that for sure.
Yeah, we had like a cricket stick and a hockey stick and all this.
Yeah.
Stuff.
I know.
Now I have an interesting one for you guys. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I certainly have my opinions. Did it bother you that they chose to ignore every other sequel in the franchise with this new trilogy? Michael Myers 101.
Yes, absolutely. Like I don't know. I tell everyone that's like the thing I absolutely hate more than anything else about the Halloween series is all these timelines. I absolutely hate it, and I think that's one of the things I appreciate about like Scream. They've been able to keep it so consistent. Everything builds on each other. They don't ignore anything, especially like Scream 6, the way they incorporated like every movie into the story, all the props and Easter eggs and everything actually made it part of the story. Had like the murder board of all the previous killers. I feel like I wish Halloween could be like that, even though I know it's more challenging because there's only one killer, and the series has gone on a lot longer than Scream has. But yeah, that's just the thing that like absolutely kills me about the Halloween series. I just can't stand.
Consistency has never been a strong point.
Yeah.
How about you, Jen?
It's a mixed bag because, like, I wanted them to be brother and sister. I liked the brother and sister aspect of it, you know. But you know what? To be fair, it was kind of cool because we were given a breath of fresh air. We were kind of trying to do some different things, and we're always bitching, especially horror fans. We're always bitching. You're just recycling this crap from these other movies, and so they were trying to do a little bit different and kind of going off and with varying results. Like, some of it did not go very well, but it was interesting and it was different. It didn't bother me too much. It's like with the Rob Zombie stuff. The Rob Zombie stuff, you guys know, I've always been a big pro Rob Zombie Halloween movies, much to everyone's chagrin and embarrassment. But
not at all.
But like, it's their own world. This was their own set of movies, so I was okay with it. But I can understand people like Michael Myers 101, it driving them crazy. I can understand that. For me, I was like, okay, let's see where we're going with this. Let's get a whole new thing going. So a breath of fresh air in the positive category.
How about you, Horror Miser Monty G? Were you did it bother you that they chose to ignore every sequel in the franchise?
No, but I was a person was not a fan when they decided to make Michael Myers and Laurie Strode brother and sister. I thought that was lazy writing. It was just something to snag the fans because of the mass slasher craze, especially when Halloween 2 came out. They had to have a reason for Mike wanting to kill Laurie. Hey, let's make him his sister. So I was glad that they decided to cut that aspect out of the Michael Myers backdrop, but just have him be the type of person that John Carpenter wanted him to be.
Mm-hmm.
So really had no problem of just having Halloween 18 come from start from 79 and ignore all the sequels. Because it was a lot of inconsistent storytelling, you know, as far as between 2 and then 4, 5, and 6. And of course, we had the Rob Zombie films.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad David Gordon Green decided to let's just ignore the sequels and we'll kick the story off 4 years later after 79. So and it almost worked.
2 of the movies did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but Monty, do you know who wrote the brother and sister storyline? John Carpenter.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
He was on a deadline. Couldn't come up with anything else.
Yeah. Like I said, when after Friday the 13th came out in 1980 and the slasher craze hit like mad, Universal was probably John, come on, you gotta bring Michael back, because he had no intention of creating a sequel for Michael. It's supposed to be one and done.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he had to write up a script real quick, and I guess he decided to make Michael and Laurie's brother and sister. Mm-hmm.
How about you, Trivial Theater?
I don't mean to be ambivalent, but I'm going to be ambivalent. We've seen so many franchises that have taken this, and even with Halloween, we've seen it where, you know, they'll say, okay, we're going to cut out these and we're going to start here. It's fine. It is what it is. It's across the board something that they do. You know, it's just, they know, at least they can recognize like quality and build off that. But yeah, I guess, whatever. I guess. Not to be rude, but it just,
You fucking Halloween nerds in your community. God, enough already.
No. Like I think that I'm grateful that they can see, okay, there was, and with each kind of reboot or remake or whatever you want to call it, reimagining,
Mm-hmm.
they do, you know, take cues from everything that came before and put it in. But, you know, we've had just as many successes with, you know, the ones that follow the entire piece and those that go off and do their own thing. So there's a limit to how many times you can do it, though, so they have to be smart about how they proceed.
Yeah.
However they do it.
Very good points. Everyone's making some really great points tonight.
Yeah. Me personally, it did bother me right off the bat because at one hand I was excited about a new one coming out. Oh, we're gonna get a new one, but then right away, that pissed me off. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, damn, because I always loved the brother sister storyline. I am an advocate for it.
Yay,
Maybe
me
it
too.
wasn't totally necessary, but I always thought it was a great shocker. Like, ooh, wow, really?
And
I
it
just
could
thought it
lead
was
to
cool, but
incest, Sean. I was always hoping
and I liked how they carried it throughout the franchise. I always enjoy that aspect of it. It always made things, to me, it always made things between Michael and Laurie much more personal, right?
Yeah.
And
I
I
agree with
feel
you on
like
that.
I feel like it would have made more sense to keep that in the 2018 because it would have made things more personal instead of just 40 years later she's been thinking about this stuff. It's kind of crazy, but anyway.
That's true, Ben.
I
He
was
did have a baby
willing to
with a
let it
family
go,
member.
but all right, guys. Now let's really get into it. So, thoughts on Halloween 2018 overall? Does it hold up, or is it a failure, or is it a mixed bag for you? Michael Myers 101.
Yeah, so I think, like I mentioned earlier, yeah, I'm a big fan of Halloween 2018. I remember, when it was announced and like all the hype and everything, and I think I even remember talking to Sean about like when the trailer came out and it was like #1 trending video and like all of YouTube. It was like so exciting seeing all that. Everybody was like really into it, and then seeing how they had gotten John Carpenter's like blessing, basically, that he's like, these guys get it, they know what they're doing and everything. I thought that was really cool, and yeah, I was like super excited, and to go along with what like Triv was saying with all the Star Wars references, I think I'd actually made a video kind of comparing. I was like expecting that Halloween 2018 was going to be like the Force Awakens of the Halloween series before it came out. I had like made a video about that. So, and because I think I kind of recognized that like requel format, like back before there was a word for requels, I guess. Kind of seeing how they were bringing back the the legacy characters and bringing in new characters and having a lot of like similarities to the original movie in the series. So yeah, I was like really excited for it, and I thought it definitely brought it back to basics, brought back the suspense, made Michael Myers scary and intimidating again. So yeah, I was definitely a huge fan of it overall.
How about you, Monty G?
No, I enjoyed Halloween 2018. I thought back it was a decent film. I really enjoyed how they actually brought Michael back. He's been stuck in that insane asylum for over 40 years. Yeah, I thought it was interesting how they introduced Jamie Lee Curtis, how they dispelled the rumor that she and Michael were related, but they wasn't. I thought Jamie Lee Curtis did a good job. Like I said, I thought it was a very great film to bring Michael back in his original form. And I really enjoyed the film. I thought it was very great. I thought David Gordon Green did a great job with his direction. I love the kills. And the ending kind of was a little but I really did enjoy the film. I had no problem with Halloween 2018.
How about you, Trivial Theater? Your thoughts on 2018?
Definitely the strongest of the trilogy, and it definitely does a good job of providing a base from 78. It's not necessarily terribly different, but it does do a lot of things different. It does do a lot of things that are outside the box considering the Halloween franchise. Laurie was great. There's some decent kills. Yeah. I think the one thing that I keep pulling from other franchises tonight, but I feel like they did a little too much to turn Laurie into Sarah Connor. Like her entire house was a death trap, which, you know what, hey, if you have the extra money to, outfit your house to blow up on command, more power to you.
I wish I could do that to Marty.
Jen, I have no doubt that you could.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, Jen? Your thoughts on Halloween 2018? Does it hold up,
It's
or
an
is it a
interesting one.
failure, or is it a mixed bag?
Oh, it's neither. I think it's the best one. It's an interesting thing with me because it's not my personal favorite is actually Kills. I know that's a little controversial, but I will say the best one in the franchise is 2018. It's a fucking masterpiece. It holds up. It has heart. It shows the duality of Laurie Strode. Like, it shows that her character isn't just one thing. You see her toughness and her vulnerability, and there's just some scenes where she's a badass, and then there's some scenes where she's very humanized and very vulnerable, and we see the facets of family. I think it's a brilliant movie, and one of the things that has always puzzled me as the years go on, a lot of people have said, oh, people overhyped it back then. I still think it holds up. I think it's a fucking masterpiece. Again, and it's weird for me saying this because, again, for me personally, the one I go to out of this franchise is Kills because it's fun, but it's the best one out of the franchise for sure is 2018, in my humble opinion. Of course, I'm a Thorn Girl trilogy, so you guys probably don't want my opinion. What the fuck do I know? But I think 2018 is the best one. It's not my personal favorite, but it's the best one, if that makes sense. So I think it's a masterpiece.
It's excellent.
Nice.
Yeah.
Personally, I agree with Jen. The second one actually is my personal favorite, but
it's because of Anthony Michael Hall, isn't
really
it?
Enjoy about 2018, but I do have some issues with it. Like, there are things that make me cringe about it that I don't like, straight up don't like. And I know that's kind of rare. Most people the go-to is 2018, right, when they talk about this trilogy, but not for me, really. I do love the direction by David Gordon Green. It looks great. It's got some great suspense. It's got some great Halloween atmosphere, and Jamie Lee Curtis' performance is great. I love what they do with the character. Even though, like I said, it was ignoring the other films, I still like what they did with it. And just like what Ben Grimmon is saying right here, I can't stand the humor.
I love that line.
It's bad. It's out of place. It's cringe-worthy. Terrible job on the humor. And yeah, I hate that scene with the cops when they're talking about the stupid sandwiches.
Peanut butter jelly banh mi.
The characters I didn't care for, like the sheriff, is just completely useless. Oh, like, there's some bad lines, like when he says, "Well, what are you going to do? Cancel Halloween?" Know what I'm saying?
It's funny because they actually did in the sixth one.
Everything they do with Mike. Yeah. I love everything they do with Michael Myers. They handle the character very well. I love, probably my favorite scene in the trilogy is when he finally gets the mask out of the back of the trunk and he puts it on. It's like, yeah, that was badass. That whole scene, like in the bathroom, when he drops the teeth and
yeah,
next to the girl in the stall, that was really creepy. That was sick. Yeah, a great way of introducing the character, bringing him back. It's like that classic style, like the original movie of Michael Myers, where, a lot different than the giant monster like version in Zombies Halloween. It was more like the classic style of Michael Myers, which I was excited about that. But yeah, it to me, it kind of is a mixed bag. There's a lot of things I really like and a lot of things I don't. So personally, it's a mixed bag.
It's actually refreshing to hear that opinion, because there are some people that have kind of said people were overhyping it, but a lot of people it is there, and it's interesting to hear someone actually say, no, it's good, but it's not great. It's not perfect, guys. It's a refreshing opinion, actually.
Thank you, Jen.
the Porn Girl trilogy. So again, my opinion means nothing. Nothing.
Now this is gonna be interesting. Thoughts on Halloween Kills? Does it hold up, or is it a failure, or is it a mixed bag? Michael Myers 101, our esteemed guest this month.
All right, so yeah, this is definitely an interesting one. I think I liked it. There's a lot more. I think more things that I liked than what I didn't like. I think like Jen was saying. Yeah, I think it was definitely like the funnest in the trilogy. Like if I just want to watch one that's the most fun, that's the one I'm gonna pick. I also loved like that flashback scene at the beginning. I thought that was like so cool. The way they filmed that made it look like an older movie and everything. I thought that was so cool, and love the way they like expanded on like a lot of points from Halloween 2018 and like kind of expanded on this world and like kind of going along with that flashback scene, like that was kind of giving Hawkins like his background and kind of adding more to, because there was like a couple lines in the 2018 one, I think, with like Dr. Sartain. He was saying like, oh yeah, he like stopped them from killing Michael, and he was the first one on the scene, and but they like barely spend any time talking about that. So you're getting to see that whole thing actually play out. So I thought that was really cool the way they like expanded on that and like filled in like some of the gaps and showed what like everybody else in town was doing at the same time. I thought that was really cool. And then also loved how they like brought back a lot of the characters from the original movie, and even like a lot of the original actors. That was like super awesome. I was like really excited when I saw that they were all coming back. So yeah, I think those are the things I really appreciated about it. Also like had some awesome kills. I think the most brutal, like you guys were saying, probably in like the whole trilogy. So yeah, I really appreciated that. But I think like the thing that bugged me the most in that movie was like the dialogue. I just thought like the dialogue was just like horrible in that movie. And I thought like the couples in the houses that he kills, their like dialogue and their reactions were just like so like unnatural, so weird and like repetitive. They just like took me out of the whole thing a lot of times. Like the whole like they're like Big John, Little John, Big John, Little John. They just keep like saying it over and over again. He's like, I've got this knife. And he's like, I've got this knife. And he like kills one of them. The other guy's like, Michael, you came home. He's just like standing there and like, I don't know. It's just like really weird reactions. And the old couple, they're like, there's someone in our house. They're like, what does he want? And it's, like, just like, I don't know. I just thought it was really weird. Like a lot of the dialogue and then also, I guess the other thing that bugged me, I felt like they just kind of wasted a lot of those characters that they brought back. I was like so excited to see them come back, and then they like kind of just get killed right away and don't really have much of an impact on the story. I think like the exception to that is like Tommy Doyle, though. He does have a big impact and rallying the mob and getting everyone around town like motivated to go kill Michael. So I did appreciate that part.
Yeah.
How about you, Monty? What were your thoughts on Halloween Kills?
Yeah, as I stated before, excuse me, Halloween Kills is the most brutal I've seen Michael since Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. He takes no prisoners. When he kills. There's some minor character development here. Some of the dialogue doesn't make any sense. We barely get to see Jamie Lee Curtis in the film. It's nice to see some of the old characters from the original Halloween come back from this one, but they automatically get killed off in the battle with Michael. But like I said before, too much overuse of the evil dice, and you could have said it once or twice, and that could have been enough. But enough of that. And plus, I thought the fake out was a waste of time.
Oh my God.
It kind of dragged the film. Really didn't need that. I know why they did it, but it was, come on, guys. If you're going to try to drag the film out, at least try to do something that will advance the story. That did nothing to advance the story.
No. How about you, Trivial Theater? What were your thoughts on Halloween Kills?
Well, I saw a thing randomly a while back, and I am going to share it with you because it's an interesting piece of trivia. Michael McDonald was killed by both Michael Myers. Michael Myers in this one, as well as Mike Myers as Austin Powers in one of the Austin Powers movies.
Yeah.
So, you know what? The fact that they pull Halloween 3 into this, I really appreciate it as being quite a large fan of that one. And I know it was a little thing, but it was kind of fun, and the way that they implemented those masks over top of what I kind of thought of was one of the more brutal kills in the movie. That was kind of a fun little thing. I lost my train of thought. Give me a second. Sorry. Crap. I think the thing that got me about this one, and it's a personal thing, but like the kind of, again, back to the Star Wars thing. This one repeats so much of what happens in Halloween 2 with Laurie in the hospital, the kind of, mistaken identities and stuff. I don't know. It went too much in that direction, and it kind of stuck with me. Like the movie itself, I think there's a lot of good in it. Like, the kills are absolutely brutal, and they're fantastic kills. There's some good, like, cinematography is really good, but just the fact that it kind of harkens back to that so much really kind of sticks in my craw. And the last, like, the voiceover of Laurie at the end just gave me Blade Runner, like the really crappy voiceover from Blade Runner, and I just I don't know. Those two things stuck with me, and I hate to say that, but yeah. But the H3 references do make this the best of the trilogy, obviously, without even a second thought.
I kind of take it you're not a fan of the prequel trilogy.
Star Wars or
Star Wars?
Yeah, it's fine. It just it does that same thing, and it kind of like they looked at A New Hope or Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi and basically copied those for a good chunk of like the sequel trilogy. So I don't know. It just, if you're gonna do something, pay homage, but make it your own. Mm-hmm. And so much of that happened with this. It just.
What, the sequel trilogies or the prequel trilogies?
The sequel trilogy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Prequel trilogy is its own kettle of fish. I'm sorry if I said prequel trilogy. I apologize. I meant sequel.
That's okay, because I think there's a lot of people are saying, especially with the sequel trilogy, especially with the Force Awakens. A lot of people compared that to A New Hope.
It did very much, and the third one had some of that too. But
but Rian Johnson ruined Star Wars with his crappy The Last Jedi.
That one was not terrible outside the Canobite thing. But this podcast or this stream is not about Star Wars, despite me bringing it up. Who keeps bringing up Star Wars? My God, stop mentioning Star Wars.
It works.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, I have my own theory, my own thing when it comes to the sequel trilogies of Star Wars, but we'll save that topic for another day.
Sounds like a plan. Monty, stop bringing up Star Wars.
Jen, what are your thoughts on Halloween Kills? I know you said it was like your personal favorite.
Yes, it's one of my all-time favorite is part 4, but in this particular trilogy, this is my favorite hands down. And you guys brought up a lot of good points, and one of the reasons why I love this movie is because it is fucking brutal as fuck. And there's a funness, and I can understand some of the dialogue might get on some people's nerves, but for me, I was just having fun. This is a wee movie where you just have fucking fun. If you just want to have a good time, this is the Halloween movie to put on. And you're not gonna like what I'm about to say next, Sean. Probably a lot of people aren't gonna like what I'm about to say next, but see, I get what you guys are saying with the comparisons of part 2, but see, I find part 2 is kind of a little bit of a slog. I know, but I'm being honest, guys. I'm being fucking honest.
No, the thing is, it was done by a guy that didn't want to really make a sequel, and you can kind of see that. I agree.
Yeah,
number 2 isn't really my kettle of fish either, or my.
2 was just an excuse to cash in on the Mad Slasher craze. That was it. Period.
Yeah, and it just didn't work for me. So like they kind of fixed it. This one kind of fixes all my problem with 2 because it's fun and like maybe it's not as serious as it should be, but it's brutal enough. And like I liked Little John, Big John. I was laughing. I like, you know, a lot of the humor that's used in this particular movie. I just have fun. Like this is probably like out of the whole all of the movies, this would probably be like my number 2 or number 3 in the series and of itself. It's just a good time. I have a good time with this one, and there's a lot to appreciate. And then, of course, Anthony Michael Hall, Sean. I fucking love him. He's so good. He didn't die. He didn't die. I don't know what happened to him, but he did not die. They should have brought him back for 3. That was my biggest problem with ends. They should have brought him back for fucking ends. He is so good, Sean. What is your problem with Anthony Michael Hall? I'm not being funny. I fucking adored him. I was like, oh my God, I wanted to give him a standing ovation. I was like, my boy, yeah, baby. I loved him, Sean. What is your problem with Anthony Michael Hall? He was fucking awesome.
So we need to rename the last one was Michael Anthony Hall Doesn't Ends.
Exactly. And I also and this is like I'm being serious. The scene I know Lori isn't in this very much, but the scene where she's talking to Anthony Michael Hall and they're having this kind of heart to heart, I thought was pretty beautiful. Like maybe not as deep as in 2018, but I was moved with that scene as well. Not to the extent of the 2018 scene, but I was actually very moved with it. And I'm not being funny, I'm being genuine. Like I thought that was a really great scene. Why, Sean? I want to know. We're not doing this until you tell me. You're such a fan.
I'll tell you why. Because I always feel like when they're gonna bring back a legacy character like that, I always prefer that they bring back the original actor. So
I guess
understand that's kind of my beef with it.
Mhm.
I thought he was all right, actually. He didn't really bother me that much, but. Like, they did bring back a lot of the actors from the original film, so that was really cool.
Yeah,
like, they had too. Charles Cyphers and Lindsay Wallace. What's her name again?
Oh, it's Kyle Richards.
I thought she did a good job, but they didn't follow it up very well. They didn't follow up her character very well in Ends, but that's another story. Mm-hmm. But like Michael Myers 101 was saying, I liked how they brought them all back, but then at the same time, they kind of picked them off pretty quickly too. It's like they brought them all back just to kill them off.
It was blatant fan service. That was
and, even. I agree. A lot of the lines are definitely cringeworthy, but yeah, this is actually my favorite of the 3 because of the things Jen was saying. I love the kills and it's definitely the most fun one. And I love the direction in that. There's a lot of great scenes. And they just kind of put Michael Myers on the pedestal like he's this super slasher. Mm-hmm. And they kind of added like elements of him being unstoppable, and it's almost giving them like supernatural vibes, but of course that doesn't follow up in the 3rd one. But I like that kind of bringing in that little, is he supernatural? I like bringing that idea back to the series, and I was excited about that. I love the 78 flashbacks. I thought they were really well done, really cool. Very authentic looking. I love seeing the old original mask back too. That was cool. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Loomis, obviously, that was cool. And there's just a lot of great stuff about it. It's I know that I get that it's very uneven, but the good far outweighs the bad for me. And actually did like some of the comedy in this one. Mm-hmm. As I did not in the first one. Actually did chuckle a few times with Big John and Little John and all that. I liked how they lived in his house, from the original movie. And then Michael came home. I just think it's so funny how one of the most fun parts of it for me is everyone in town is after him. There's this huge mob that's ready to kill him and hang him, put him up, and he's just going house to house, knocking everyone off, doing his thing, not thinking a damn thing about it. You know?
All that's missing is like a happy-go-lucky
Like he has no
soundtrack.
clue that everyone's after him. He's just like,
I'm
doing his
walking
thing.
on sunshine. Whoa.
That works.
It does. Or Staying Alive.
Ah, ah, ah.
Evil dies tonight.
I'd buy it.
Someone who's musically talented, get on that.
Well, that leaves me out.
Kyle
Same.
Richards, yes.
Yeah, Kyle Richards.
Mhm.
Which I liked her in it. You know, I really liked her in it. What they did with her. That was a really cool scene when he's chasing her through the woods and
He starts whacking him with a sack of bricks. That's pretty
now
cool.
we're talking about Halloween Ends. So have to talk about the marketing too. You know, the marketing presented the film as the final battle between Michael Myers and Laurie Strode, and that's all they really gave us, right? Not even a hint at what the actual story is about.
That's probably
The
good.
story,
Yeah.
they introduced a
Oh,
whole new
man.
character, and most of the focus on the movie is about Corey Cunningham. And you know, we saw how, you know, he was babysitting the kid and what happened. You know, the kid gets killed accidentally. And,
That
you know,
was cool, though.
his
That
descent
opening was
into-
really good.
Yeah,
With
Yeah, I
all
like
the-
that
I
opening too.
really did enjoy the
Yeah,
opening
that
scene. That was
that was pretty well done, I must admit.
Mhm.
But yeah, what are your thoughts on Halloween Ends and where they went with it? How they chose to do something completely outside the box and different. Michael Myers 101.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, I think it went too far outside the box for me. And I felt like they gave like so much screen time to Corey. It just didn't really make sense to me to, I guess, like introducing like a new main character like that far into the trilogy just like seemed kind of weird. I mean, I appreciate they wanted to do something original, do something different. You know, I think that's good, but yeah, I just didn't like how they did it. I mean, I did like how they were trying to show like the impact of like the trauma on somebody or the impact of everything that happened and how that can like turn someone evil. I also I did like having like another villain. I think that kind of adds like another dimension to the movies when there's like someone else you have to worry about other than like just Michael, you know, like Dr. Wynn in like the 5th and 6th ones or, you know, something like that. It's, you know, kind of adds like a little more chaos to what's going on. So I thought that was cool. And then, you know, kind of like Michael kind of having like a sidekick, I feel like is something we hadn't really seen before when they're kind of like killing the doctor and the charge nurse together at the doctor's house. Thought that was kind of interesting. And Corey's got the scarecrow mask on. He's like, you know, killing him. I don't know, I thought that was pretty cool. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, overall, it just seemed like there wasn't really like a payoff though with the Corey character. I don't know, like I guess like what message she was trying to convey, like at the end when he just kind of gets killed by Laurie and Michael. It just seemed like kind of, I don't know, kind of missed opportunity there. And just, yeah, the amount of screen time they spent on him was just kind of crazy. But yeah, and I also thought like Michael's portrayal was just kind of weird too. Like I'd mentioned before, like the way he's just like so weak and everything. Yeah, he's getting like beat up by Corey and then kind of how he like teams up with him, but then Corey beats him up and then he ends up killing Corey. I don't know. It was all just kind of confusing to me. So I don't know. I think that's the main thing for me.
I think the writers were confused.
Yeah.
I'm so confused.
They don't know. We have a deadline.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I don't get it.
Make it make sense.
That's what I was saying. Ricky, what the fuck is going on? How many times I said that night? What the fuck?
Same
Ain't that
accent.
smart enough?
Nice.
How about you, Monty G? What are your thoughts on the Halloween Ends and where they went with the story in the third film?
Well, I kind of get where David and Danny were trying to go with this particular film. They were trying to do something new. They were trying to do something different, and they introduced this new character, Corey Cunningham. Liked it how it began. Excuse me. We see what happens, and then we get a 4-year time jump. Now, how they did the time jump, I think that's what ruins it for mostly everybody when it comes to Halloween Ends is time jump, and we see the effects of Michael's deadly night that took place 4 years prior to what we're at right now. And we see the after effects about the devastation Michael caused. We see how people react. We see how people react to Louis Strauss. We see how Louis' granddaughter reacts to her now, like she's not honoring her daughter.
Mhm.
It was. I guess it looked fine on paper when Gordon and Danny wrote it, and the other writers probably had it written down likely, but of course did not translate well to screen. And that tends to happen sometimes because you think you have a good idea. But then when you translate the screen, I don't know if it's because of Gordon's direction or the actor playing Corey wasn't good. And then you get the confusing part, wait a minute, Michael's alive and no, and a lot of people didn't understand what's wrong with Michael. And I had to tell people, look, the guy is 60 years old. He got his ass kicked in Halloween Kills. He's still recovering. He didn't, he doesn't go to a hospital to get his wounds fixed. So that's the reason why Corey's able to manhandle him, but then Michael kills him anyway. It's like that didn't make any sense. and I really have to.
He got his power back.
And I really have to give the marketing team credit because I'm pretty sure had they not tried to fake people out with the so-called final battle between Laurie Strode and Michael Myers. Yes, Halloween ends because it's going to end. Oh, I got fooled. I said baloney. Bullshit, please. They're not going to do that. They're just trying to get your asses in the movie theater.
Mhm.
Using all butts and seats.
Yeah, get the people in the seats, make you believe you're going to have this final battle. Say, come on, guys. It's like, come on. Laurie Strode, she's 60 something. Michael's, they're both in their 60s. How do you expect to have them have some type of man on man fight when these people are as old as they are? And nothing being that you can't be physically fit 60 years old. But come on now, Michael, like I said, I knew it was not going to be that. And the fact that people were pissed off about it, I said, that's what y'all get for thinking that was just a marketing ploy to get your ass in the movie theater. So I can understand them being upset, about the Corey Cunningham character. I get that, And I understand what David and Danny were trying to do. They just, unfortunately, some of the execution was wrong in that particular film. But I had no problem with Corey Cunningham. I had no problem how the film ended. It could end any other way without Gordon pissing off the Halloween fans even more than he already pissed them off with Kills.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, better pissed off than pissed on.
Yeah.
Unless you're German. Some Germans like it. I can see that I'm German.
All right, Jen. What are your thoughts on? I know you're dying here.
Mm-hmm.
What are your thoughts on Halloween Ends? Friends.
God damn it. So, like, a good friend of mine, I don't know if y'all know him. His name's the Horror Miser Monty G. I remember when I came in before, I think, like, right after I dropped my review, he told me, y'all got fooled by the marketing. And yeah, I got fooled by the marketing because little stupid Jen was like, hey, boy, we're going to have this epic battle, Lori and Michael. Yes, yes, place your bets. I was stupidly excited about that. And, you know, there are some good things about it. Like, I don't want to be that asshole that, like, it's the worst thing ever. And I think it makes it worse because you can see occasionally potential. Like I said, the opening was really fucking cool. I was like, what? Because I was very trepidatious. And when we got in and we saw that opening, I'm like, oh, we're in good hands. This is going to be fucking amazing. Oh, boy, was I wrong. And then the kid gets beat up by fucking band geeks. And I'm like, oh, God, why? God, why? And then the whole thing with Lori and Michael's battle, I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? I felt like I was going fucking crazy. I did. I kept turning around. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing? And then there was some people in the theater and they were like as confused as me. And then there were a few people that were like, yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you people? My God, has the world gone mad?
Yes.
You know, that was kind of the thing. But the ending was nice. I liked what we do at the end. It's just, and Corey Cunningham as a character, he's not a bad character. He just came in too fucking late. And I've heard other people say this too. If we wanted to have Corey come in, we should have brought him in way sooner. Like they tried to fit way too much in this one movie, and there were too many problems already. It's one of my least, it's not my least favorite in the Halloween franchise, but it's definitely in the bottom for me. And for me, I think it's missed potential because there are some ideas there, but boy, did we just crash that plane hard. I mean, we just were in the ocean, people. God damn it. I don't hate the movie. I swear to God, I don't completely hate it. But what the fuck? And I wanted Michael and Lori to fight. Let them fight. Yay! They got me all hot and bothered. It'd be like Marty foreplaying with me all night and then going to sleep. That's kind of what Halloween Ends did to me. He's like, okay, Jen, good night.
Okay, girl, I'm going off to bed now.
So you're saying you should have incorporated a wood chipper into foreplay?
We probably will. I'm pretty open-minded. But it's not bad. For me, it's just missed potential because there are some good things about it. But kind of like with Kills, the good outweighs the bad. In this one, the bad kind of outweighs the good for me. And I'm not trying to be a hater, but got to be honest.
And not to bring up another subject, but Andy Manichak, who actually did a pretty good job in Halloween and Halloween Kills, he's terrible in this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of weird how she was. Yeah, how she was supportive of Laurie through the first movie, and then throughout the second one, and then now she's like against her and fighting her.
She's turning into a rebellious teenager at like
a rebel or something. 24. Like I don't know what.
And how she's like so in love with Corey. I thought it was like weird and.
Yeah. That made no sense.
Just like blindly.
Like you can do that, but Corey is not the character where you're gonna do that. I'm sorry, bro, but that's not the character. Band geeks.
Hey, you know what? Band geeks unite.
No, they're cool. I'm nothing against band geeks, but he got his ass kicked. He got his fucking ass kicked.
I am sending someone with a flute to your house. As a former band geek.
No, nothing against. I was
like really. I was like
a trumpet too. Like, you better watch your ass.
Together and go off the bridge.
That is what it is, but it was a bit of a letdown. I'm going to say that. It was a bit of a fucking letdown, guys. Oh, man.
How about you, Triv?
Well, first off, when Monty mentioned marketing, when Monty mentioned marketing, I can't speak tonight. I wanted to go back real quick and just say I love the posters. Like they're minimalistic. They get more and more grimy as they go. They're incredibly well done. So like kudos again, another visual thing, but kudos on that across the board.
Mhm.
I feel like this would have been good if it wouldn't have been a Halloween movie. Because there's a really interesting story here, but
Oh,
there's so
yeah.
much build up from everything else. My estimation of it would have gone up if it was unattached from this.
Yeah.
And it just would have been, serial killer, crawled into the sewers after, committing murders. Guy comes up because I mean the Corey stuff is interesting. And they build at the start, they do have some interesting stuff.
They do.
But it's like they mixed up two scripts in the same way that with SNL they did the Harry Carey and like outer space stuff. Yeah,
Mhm.
Harry Carey talking about spare ribs on the moon and that he would eat himself. It doesn't. There's just not enough connective tissue to keep everything like together in a way that makes sense in an hour 50 movie.
Mhm.
I don't know. It just goes back to the fact that there just doesn't seem like there was an overarching like theme, and we kind of discussed it how it was. They did one. Okay, that worked. Okay, we're gonna do another. Okay. The kills were good. I thought. I like the fact that they brought back the lady whose husband got like turned into shish kebab.
Mhm.
I didn't realize. I thought that she died, so it was kind of nice
Yeah,
to see
I
that
thought-
she was back despite her inability to speak.
Yeah.
And even just to see kind of how Lori was affected by all that stuff, like the city people of the city, like look at her and point the way people do in towns.
Yeah.
And the amount of butcher knives in this movie, like honestly, how many? I only have one in my house. Am I in the minority here? Because like
I'm not allowed to have any.
but yeah, no.
We have a cutting knife and a butcher's knife.
Gasp!
And a steak knife. And a steak
Gasp! Gasp!
knife. Mhm.
Well, I guess we should look for Monty to shish kebab one of us, at some point. Put a fridge on our leg and then, shish kebab us.
That'd be cool.
And again, like, yeah, and like I say, like the wood chipper scene, I like the fact that they tried to, as much as they humanly possibly could, get rid of Michael Myers by putting him through a shredder. I mean, obviously they're going to bring him back, and the mask still exists. And even if they explored that, and not to go down the route of like Jason Goes to Hell, but like the idea of it spreading like through the mask or something would be kind of interesting if done properly.
Yeah, I agree.
So,
Like the evil
Yeah.
is passed through the mask. That's interesting.
Yeah.
they take up the mantle of Michael Myers.
Mm.
It
Well, they
would have
kinda
been better if
tried
Anthony
to do
Michael
that.
Hall had lived, guys. That's all I'm saying.
What if you would have become Michael Myers?
That would have been cool. I would have been down for that.
There you go, Anthony Michael Myers.
Yay! And she fall in love with him. Sure, there's an age gap, but that's okay.
Not the worst thing ever. They're both legal.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Ah, Rob's right. The mask is still out there at the end.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's my 2 cents.
Good 2 cents.
Ah, thanks.
Everyone really is. This has been a really good discussion. Everyone's really bringing some good points. Except for the girl that loves the Thorn trilogy, but she never does.
Hey, you keep saying that. You're the only one saying that. No one else is agreeing with you on that point.
Yeah, I appreciate the Thorn trilogy.
Yeah, see? You can piss right off with that negativity, Jen. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it. And go watch Halloween Kills because it's better with substances.
Yay! Probably is.
Yeah, probably.
Yay.
So yeah, I have a lot of thoughts on this one. I feel like it's definitely very uneven, and there are a lot of like Jen said, there's a lot of ideas that I like in there, and I'm not against trying something new, even though it's an established franchise, the lore that's been established for decades. I just thought it was a bad time to introduce a whole new character and focus the movie on him, where this is supposed to be the last film in the series. And you got a lot of stuff. You got to tie up the loose ends, and then and now we're focusing so much on this guy we don't even know at all because he wasn't introduced in the first two movies. If they had introduced him in the first two movies, it could have been real interesting, because they do have some cool ideas in there. And like Michael Myers 101 was saying about how he was like almost like learning from Michael, and he's kind of like almost like his sidekick there, and they go off on a little killing together. And I love that mask, the scarecrow mask thing. That was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
And I
It's like
thought
he
that was
has an
interesting,
internship.
like learning from the OG, yeah, it's once again, it's quite brutal with the kills, and and the idea of him taking on the mantle is interesting, but yeah, at the same time, I didn't like what they did with Laurie in the movie either, and I thought it was crazy. I mean, your daughter was killed by this man 4 years ago, and you're just gonna let it go, and you're just gonna, hell no, come on. That was a huge no for me. Like, what? That's your daughter, man. You're gonna hunt down to the ends, this guy to the ends of the earth. Like, you kidding me? And especially where she was so hardcore, like freaking Sarah Connor in the first movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now she's just gonna let it all go. No. Terrible.
She found her inner peace, John. She's in.
Yeah. I thought they definitely dropped the ball on Lindsay. I thought she could have been a great character, and she's just kind of an afterthought in the movie. So
Yeah.
Pretty much.
total waste there.
Yeah, she doesn't even see Michael.
And a lot of all the romance stuff with the daughter Allison and Corey. I thought it was just, they didn't have enough much chemistry. I thought it was kind of lame, not well done at all. And I didn't like Monty was saying, I didn't like her performance in this movie. It's like weird. It was just off, and it was like I didn't get it. But I will say I have to give David Gordon Green credit. He tried something different, tried something new. You got to give him credit for that. And I do love the way he ended it. I thought it was a very fitting end for, this, let's face it, Michael is a murderer, and he's evil, and he has to be stopped at some point. And I thought the way to handle it was very good. The town coming together, holding them up over their shoulders and throwing them in the wood chipper. That was very, very good. I thought I enjoyed that. It was very good. But yeah, I didn't like the marketing, how it fooled you thinking that a lot of the focus was going to be a final battle with Laurie. But and it did seem very quick. It just kind of threw it in there at the end, but it was quite brutal, though, what they do to him. I like the brutality of it, the way they took him out. But yeah, a mixed bag for me. So to me, 2018 was a mixed bag. This one was a mixed bag. The only one I genuinely like is Kills, honestly, in my opinion. But
that's an interesting. That's cool. I respect you for it, Sean. I do.
Now, a couple more things before we wrap it up. What are your thoughts on, John Carpenter coming back into it, and they did the score for all 3 films, him and his son Cody, which I thought was great, me personally. But what did you guys think of this? John Carpenter coming back with the score, and he was executive producer on the 2018 and stuff. Jen.
I loved it. I mean, you can never go wrong with Carpenter, doing the music. I mean, that you look at some of his other movies, it's fucking fantastic. And the music was, and not just the score, but some of the actual music. I really liked the Ghosts contribute that they contributed a song, and I really liked that as well. I thought it was really good. I liked it, and it's cool. It's just kind of nice, because I mean, the guy that had his hand and kind of started it all is still all this time later back with it and gave him his blessing and was actively a part. Of course, I don't know that he likes Halloween fans. He's a little grumpy sometimes. But it's still cool. Like, you still got to eat it up, and you got to bow your head and go, respect the master, you do. And his son has as much talent as him in the music department. So I thought it was kind of cool. I loved it. I thought that was one of the neat things about these movies. Whether you liked them or not, I don't think you can find a fault with the music.
How about you, Michael Myers 101?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think like the music was like one of the best aspects of this trilogy. I've heard like a lot of people say that it was like the best since like the original movies in the series when John Carpenter also came up with that. So yeah, I thought they did a great job on the music. I liked like some of the new themes they added, like the Allison theme from 2018 that became like really famous when she like her friend gets stabbed on the fence and stuff, and she's like running away. That was really cool. And then I also loved like Corey's theme actually, and Halloween Ends, and the way they incorporated that into like some of the classic themes to kind of combine the two together to show that he was kind of turning evil and everything. I thought that was like really creepy and really cool. So yeah, that was definitely like one of the highlights for me. I also liked Halloween Kills, like the main theme, how they kind of changed it, adding the vocals in, and with the flaming pumpkins to kind of give that theme of fire and everything that kind of goes throughout that movie. Thought that was like really awesome too. So yeah, music was really awesome for me.
I'd agree.
How about you, Triv?
Well, John Carpenter started in music, and it was the one thing that across the board he's always done. And yeah, the music is above reproach. He's a master of his craft, and that is where he shines. And the fact that they were able to combine, the classic themes with, and add upon it in the right way is, speaks to his expertise.
Great.
How about you, Monty G? How do you like the score and the new
trilogy? The score
John
was
Carpenter
made.
and his son.
I mean, just as much as the score from Jaws made Jaws, the score from Halloween made Halloween Halloween.
Yep.
And in order to do that, you have to bring back the man who created that music. So it was nice that they actually brought back John Carpenter and his son, and his son's godfather to do the music. And it really at least gave a feel that this was actually Halloween, with, or even though it was little tuning up of the old Halloween themes, it was still Halloween, and you really enjoyed it. And I think that's one of the good things about the trilogy was the soundtrack and the themes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I completely agree. I thought they did an excellent job. So some of my favorite score in the franchise. I really enjoyed the update, and that some of the new songs they did, like the Shape Hunts Allison, is badass. I love that.
Yes.
And yeah, like you said, the Halloween Ends. I like what he did in that. Yeah, really good stuff, and that it is one of the best aspects of the trilogy. I think, like you said, it really brings back that classic style and giving a new spin on it too. Here's a fun one. What's your favorite kill in the new trilogy, the David Gordon Green Trilogy? Jen,
This one's easy for me. I love the one with the stair scene where like Michael's like, "You see your boyfriend? You see him right here? So how he's alive?" And I love how he fucks. It's a cat and mouse thing, and I love how he fucks with her. And even though you don't know blackness at all, but like you could just see this glee. Like, yeah, you see how he's alive, and that was the kind of the narrative that was running through my head. You watch it, you see it, seeing how he's breathing. Oh, everything's fine. Boom! I just fucking loved it. There's a lot of good kills, but that one just stands out. I'm like, yay! And it was also very impactful because that awesome. Character was a dick, like, and then he kind of got a redemption arc, and then it really pulls the heartstrings because like he's going to die, and you would have been okay with it, but then he kind of turns around and shows somewhat of I liked it. It just worked. The whole fucking thing worked. So yeah, that's mine.
How about you, Michael Myers 101? What's your favorite kill in the trilogy?
So I'm actually surprised some people. I'm going to go with one of Corey's kills, actually, when he kills Willie the Kid, the DJ. I thought that was really cool because he's just kind of like a jerk anyway, and then he just, smashes his head, and his head's all bent up, and then he, like, cuts his tongue off, and the tongue's, like, going around on the turntable. You hear it, like, everyone that's listening to the radio is hearing the tongue hitting the thing. Thought that was really cool, really brutal.
Mm-hmm. That is a good one.
That's a good one. How about you, Trev? What's your favorite kill in the trilogy?
I actually have two. From a funny perspective, I love the kill with the guy that's dressed like the doctor and the sexy nurse.
Oh yeah,
and then Marion. And then the fact that they end up with the H3 masks. I appreciate the little nod. All that would have been made it better would have been a whole bunch of bugs running down them, but that wouldn't have made sense because that would be the only thing, obviously. For actual impact, the lady that gets the light, like the light tube through her throat, and then and then she has to watch her husband get shish kebabbed on their butcher block. Like,
good one.
Man, that would be awful.
Yeah. Good pick.
How about you, Monty? What's your favorite kill in the trilogy?
Yeah, I have to agree with Michael Myers 101. The DJ kill, Corey kill was decent. Yeah, I cracked up when that happened. It was too funny. But that brutal scene in Halloween Kills where he stabs the woman with the fluorescent light bulb, and she's helpless as he just really destroys her husband. Very brutal kill.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely.
Blame the drone.
Yeah, the fucking drone.
Yeah, the drone.
As much as I enjoy Halloween Kills, I'm going to go with one from 2018, Dr. Sartain.
Yeah.
The reason being is because I hate that character.
But he's the new Loomis.
Device to get, Laurie to Michael. He's just a wannabe Dr. Loomis. And I hate the scene where he puts the mask on. I'm like, oh, come on. So I loved it when he just stomps his head like a pumpkin. Like, whoosh. That was awesome. All right, last one, guys. Last topic of the evening. I know it's been a long one and it's been quite epic, but I want to finish with, where do you want to see the Halloween franchise go moving forward? Jen.
Oh, God. I have two answers, and I don't think anyone's going to like either one. The first answer is, can Rob Zombie come back and do another one? I want the Horse of Symbolism back, damn it. And seriously, I think he did a really good job with both of them, and I would not be pissed if he ever came back. But like, I don't think that's ever gonna happen. But you know, a girl can dream. The other one is, I wasn't kidding. I would like to see a movie with, you know, with Danielle Harris coming back. I don't know what kind of role, if like it'd be a completely different role, or how, if she would just take what she was. I don't know, but I would like to see her acknowledged in this franchise, and I wouldn't mind Josh Hartman stepping in either. I'd like to see Josh Hartman somehow come back in this, and I think it would be kind of cool. I like, you know, or just do something different. Start with some other characters. I love Laurie Strode. I do, and I won't be pissed if they give her a big enough paycheck to come back. But like, we do probably need a bit of a breath of fresh air, which Rob Zombie could totally do that. I mean, he's the one to give us a breath of fresh air. Yeah. I don't care. I stand by it. I fucking stand by it.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with
Breath
that.
of redneck air.
I like the redneck. I am a redneck. You got to remember, I live in the desert, Sean.
Now you're a pumpkin, remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah, my gourds, right?
Yes, they're gorgeous.
Thank you.
How about you, Michael Myers 101? Where would you like to see the franchise go moving forward?
Yeah, so I agree. I mean, I definitely love to see Danielle Harris back doing something. I think maybe, I know people have talked about like the TV show. I think that's something that could be interesting, something we haven't seen before. So, you know, if they want to do something different, maybe, you know, go forward with that TV show, and, you know, maybe it would work, maybe it wouldn't work. I don't know. Sometimes things are better for TV, sometimes they're not. But I think it would be good to at least like try it out. If they could get like Danielle Harris to play a part in there, that would be awesome. If they could get like John Carpenter to work on it, at least do the music, I think that would be really cool too. But yeah, I just hope they really like take their time, really think about what they want to do, and, you know, take the time to come up with a great idea. I think that could work.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that idea. How about you, Trivial Theater? Where would you like to see the Halloween franchise go moving forward?
To be honest, I'm not really sure. You know, that it's taken so many kind of like wild turns. I think short of something that went, and maybe this is what they have planned for the TV show, but like some kind of, as much as prequels are prequels, like you go back and kind of see where things started, but you kind of got that with Rob Zombie, or maybe passing on the power of the evil if it is something truly supernatural. I really don't know where you go from here with this. Like, they've retrod in some ways the same ground over and over, so I don't know. I guess I'm gonna go with what Jen said. I think that those made good sense. As someone in chat had mentioned, like doing something with H3, which, hey, you know what? I would be all up for more. 24 more days till Halloween.
God
You know,
damn it.
nothing. Hey, I didn't sing it that time. You should be grateful.
You were singing it in your head. I could hear you.
I mean, would you like me to? I can
No,
go
that's
24
okay.
more days till Halloween. 24 more
I
days till
do,
Halloween.
yes.
Silver Shamrock. So yeah, I don't know where you take it. I think that it's both wide open and incredibly narrow depending upon like who's making the decisions. If it's studio, it's going to become more narrow. If it's, you know, someone else that's allowed to make those decisions, or if they're given carte blanche to be able to, you know, make more unique decisions, then yeah, maybe we end up with something different.
I like.
Very well said. How about you, Monty G? Where would you like to see the Halloween go moving forward?
Well, from what I've been hearing, as 2023, when Miramax beat out Blumhouse and A24 to acquire the television rights, with the intent of developing a new Halloween series, and then Mac Ewing said that the series would serve as a creative reset and start up with a completely new story, but everything will be taking place from the original '79 film, even ignoring David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy. So it could go anywhere. We really don't know as far as what they're going to do with the TV show, whether or not they're going to have some other company get buy the rights from what's this guy's name? Malik Akkad. If I not pronounce his name right.
Malika Akkad, yeah.
Yeah, Mika Akkad. There's no telling, or how much is going to. How much if he's going to want to sell the movie rights to another movie studio? It could go anywhere. Yeah, I would love to see Danielle Harris come back in the franchise because she deserves her place in this franchise. Or they just go in a whole new direction and just create new characters and enough with the Laurie Strode stuff. It's like sometimes you just have to start anew, and as long as you have a decent script, decent directors, and know what they're doing, and decent actors, you can create a new decent Halloween film. It can happen.
So you agree with me, Monty? You want Rob back too?
I'm not saying that.
I mean, you kind of did inadvertently.
It's like this. I had no problem with Rob Zombie's Halloween. It's just Halloween 2. His follow-up
symbolism
really make no sense.
Yeah.
I don't want to see no symbolism. I don't want to see no symbolism with Michael Myers' mother riding on a white horse.
Just more stabby.
I get the symbolism because at first I never understood what the whole goddamn white horse was to represent. I finally got it. It still don't make no goddamn sense.
But it looked cool, and it made him look arty and deep and mysterious.
I understand him wanting to. If you want to get your moon to the star in your film, please have her do something other than look sexy on a white horse.
Hey, you know what? She does it better than most.
Yeah, she's good. I stand up for her. I think she's a good actress. Like, is she Meryl Streep? No, but I think in the Halloween movies, there's some scenes. Like, I'm being serious.
Oh yeah, like I said, she's good in the original Halloween. I thought she was great at Michael Myers' mother. She can actually tell that she loved him. She wanted to do the best for him. So I give Cheryl Moon, like I said, I give Cheryl Moon Zombie some credit to some of the roles that she does. I liked her in the Devil's Rejects. Didn't like her in Three to Die For. That was Schoolboy.
I liked it.
I don't know what Rob Zombie was doing in that film. It was totally out of character for Baby. For Baby Firefly.
Maybe she became teenager Firefly at that moment.
I would play off what Michael Myers 101 said. I would love to see a TV series, and I feel like you could anything would be possible. You could explore all areas of the franchise. You could do something completely new. You could play off all the different multiple timelines. Just do like a what if kind of thing, like bringing Jamie Lloyd back with have her become the killer like everyone thought she was gonna in part 5. You could do so many different things. You could do the anthology thing with Halloween 3 kind of type stuff. You do so much, but I'm not sure if it's ever gonna happen because now you got the Friday 13th one coming out, so it would be kind of an afterthought. I feel like because Crystal Lake is going to come out first, I feel like it would be an afterthought if they came out with a Halloween one now. So as far as movies go, I don't know. If they do continue with films, I feel like they should just do something completely new and start from scratch, I don't want to see it tied to Laurie Strode and maybe Dr. Loomis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could be cool if they
a younger one.
I'd be cool with Dr. Loomis coming back. But I think it's time to move on from Laurie and that whole thing. But who knows? Maybe we won't even get anything. And I'm okay with that. I feel like ends was probably how it should have ended. You know, I'm okay with it. If they don't do any more, you know, let it.
They will.
They
Money.
could just let it end, let it die. I
They
know they're not
won't.
gonna, but you know, I'd be okay if they did. Because we got 13 movies to watch, so you know,
Mhm.
that's enough. All right, guys, and I think that'll do it for tonight. Let's wrap it up. What a great stream! A great, very active chat tonight. I was happy to see that. So thanks for everyone who joined us in the chat tonight. A lot of great discussion, and I think we did a great job covering everything. You know, I loved hearing everyone's thoughts about all the films, and a very deep dive. I thought it was great. So, like we always like to do on the show at the end, is give everyone a chance to plug something for their channel, whatever you might have going on coming up. And it's October, you know. Some of you guys probably have a lot of cool stuff planned. How about you, Michael Myers 101? You got any videos coming up on your channel? You think?
Yeah, I think a couple of small things right now. I probably have some videos coming out of maybe like some more reviews and probably some like unboxings of any horror movies I get for my birthday, things like that. Because I got my
Nice.
birthday coming up soon, so yeah, hopefully have some cool things to show you guys.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Birthday.
Awesome.
I remember because our
Happy
birthdays
birthday.
you're in October too. I
Yeah,
remember.
Michael Myers' birthday, October 19th.
Mhm.
Nice.
Mine's the 22nd. Yeah, I knew I wasn't too far apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good people born in October.
How about you, Horror Miser Monty G? What do you got coming up on your channel?
Okay, first of all, I should have my review of HVS Halloween coming up, hopefully by this weekend, along with Good Boy. Also, I have a channel update coming up as I will continue the 31 days of horror with hopefully having a few more recordings of my awesome series, Women in Horror.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. Excellent. How about you, Trivial Theater? What you got coming on down the pike on your channel?
Well, I just released the first of my spooky month reviews. I'm doing first names, like movies with first names in horror. So all of them, the first name, like they're all people's first names. I just kind of picked them at random. I just did the picture of Dorian Gray from 1945. Up next is Abby from 74, I believe, and then I'm doing a couple of later ones. So hopefully I did them justice, and that's after that we're just kind of trucking on with a whole bunch of other random stuff.
Very cool.
Yeah, I think Lady Sasha, I
Awesome.
saw her was doing she did a video about Abby.
Oh, it was so much fun. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah, the blackportation of The Exorcist.
Yeah. Man, they got absolutely massacred as far like they were taken to the freaking cleaners by Warner Brothers. It sucks.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's too bad.
It was. But what do you do?
Well, as we know, unfortunately, Jen's channel got hacked earlier, so it ended up getting taken down, and you are working on get it back and up and running, right?
Yeah, I am. I've actually got a few videos filmed, but I want to get a few more before I actually go back. And it's still the same. It's just I've got little spacey line thingamajiggers. It's just Jen's reviews from the graves with an S. Also, happy birthday, double feature podcast. Like I said, good people are born in October. But yeah, I've got a couple of things. I've got some reviews that I've already filmed, and then I'm going to do a few more, hopefully by next week. It was supposed to be this week, guys, but I should be really transparent with you guys. There are some other things besides getting my channel hacked. There's some other things going on behind the scenes that might take me away. So if you don't hear, I will be back, guys. I will be back. It's just there's some other things that take priority of the channel, unfortunately. So I will So, and motherfucking hackers. Just let me say it, Sean. Motherfucking hackers.
Yeah.
God.
Go for it.
I'm like, wait a minute, what's this? What's this weird shit? I saw this weird shit up here. I'm like, wait a minute, what the hell is Jen? I said, uh-oh, she got hacked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and thank you, because I know all of you guys sent messages to Marty and to me, and it really means a lot to me, because I cried. There was a few days where I just, because I had a lot of videos and I was almost to 2,000. My goal was to hit 2,000 this year, and I think I would have made it, but fucking hackers. So,
Yeah.
But
we're gonna come back better, stronger, and more like Halloween Kills.
I hope, yes, exactly. Not ends, kills, yeah. And it doesn't matter. I've got wonderful people. That's the one upside I told Marty is I have wonderful people. All you guys are definitely included. That have really been kind to me. So I appreciate it. I really do, guys.
Well, you give as good as you get. You don't deserve anything less.
Oh, and I want to give my condolences.
Well, you left that wide open for Jen, right?
I know.
You're not gonna retort, Jen?
No. I actually
let me hang on. Penis.
Penis.
See, I'm trying to do a eulogy, and y'all guys see
Par for the course. Par for the course.
Yes.
I also want to give my good condolences to a good friend of mine and a good friend of the channel, Stephen from Craving Something Scary. He had passed away last week. I was on vacation. Yeah. He was a guest on the channel. Very good friend of mine. Sorry for his passing. So we send our deepest condolences to Stephen from Craving Something Scary.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was
tough. Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah.
Yes. Rest in peace, Craven Something Scary. He actually did appear on the Horror Hangout, right?
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a really good guest,
That's
really
sad.
good guy.
Mm-hmm.
He seemed like really good people.
Yeah, he was Scream fan. He was Scream fan, and I'm sorry that he will not be able to see Stu return to the Scream franchise when it comes out next year.
Well, he's got a great view when it does come out.
Yeah.
True. So I have been working on some stuff for this month. Probably even more than usual.
Rock on.
A couple of reviews coming up down the pike. Just did a review on Nightmare from 1981, the slasher film. Kind of a forgotten one. And I did a couple, Freddie and Michael videos. That was so much fun doing that.
Nice.
Hinting at, might see a little bit of devil there. Never know.
Woo!
Not Halloween till we do.
All right, guys. I think that'll do it. So have a great night. Great show. Thank you for joining us, Michael Myers 101. Excellent job.
Well, thanks for having me back. Always great to see you guys and be on here.
Yeah.
They rock the house.
Definitely.
Definitely
rocked it.
Yeah.
In the facts.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
And in the back of a Volkswagen.
Next time, guys.
Death to hackers and penises.
Volkswagens are small.
Death to hackers.
Wait. Yes, I was gonna say, don't say death to penises.
No, penis is good. Penis
Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool.
Hackers bad. Penis good.
Hackers Halloween ends.
Yes. That's a good way to end it.
I guess whichever one that you happen to like, because we're a diverse group in that respect. Oh, I know. Hackers wood chipper.
Yeah, exactly.
There we go.
Yes.
Motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I will find you, you motherfuckers. I will hunt you down and I will kill you.
She will go Michael Myers on your ass, and not old Michael Myers.
You got a very particular set of skills. All right, guys. Take it easy. Have a great night.
Peace.
Will do.
All right, see you guys.
Happy,
Peace out,
Happy-
everybody.
happy Halloween.